What's going on, guys? It is Edward Myers here, and I am here for the draft analysis of the NADF. And I've kind of been off off of the upload game for a while now. So, but I don't really want to explain that, and because I don't really have a reason other than the fact that I just didn't feel like uploading, and the fact that I didn't get any views or anything. But I figured maybe now I can do it. Just maybe. Maybe I'll even upload it if I don't get views. But we are here for, like I said, we are here for the NADF draft analysis, and this is a league that I got invited to by PV Bro, so shout out to him. From what I can tell, this is a pretty cool league, especially since, aside from hidden power, cut moves are allowed. That's insane. There's a few Pokemon who aren't allowed to use specific moves, like Kyurem Black isn't allowed to use Dragon Dance, Mega Alakazam isn't allowed to use Nasty Plot, Mega Blastoise can't use Shell Smash, along with some other things. But just to go over my picks, I want to... Is this still recording? Yeah, this is still recording. I want to give my analysis on why I chose what I chose. So let's get into it. Our first pick, and I had second overall in the draft. So with that in mind, I decided to choose Mega Scissor. Now this is amazing, especially since we are not allowed to use hidden power, which means this can't get hit by hidden power fire, and that is insane to me. Now this is first turn Mega, but to me that doesn't really matter, because typically with Scissor you're going to Mega Evolve at first turn anyway. Now since we are allowed to use cut moves other than hidden power, that means I can use Pursuit. If you don't know what Pursuit does, then you should look it up, but actually you shouldn't look it up, because I'm going to tell you right now. What Pursuit does is that it's a dark type move that allows Scissor to hit in whatever I'm going for before it switches out. So if I'm up against an Alakazam, for example, I can Pursuit Trap this and make sure that it either goes down to a sash, or it just goes down for the entire battle. And that's pretty cool to me. This also gets knockoff. It gets U-turn, and my personal favorite, just because I have Technician, my personal favorite is Bullet Punch. If you don't know what Bullet Punch does, it is a stab steal move that lets you go with priority, so you don't really need speed with Scissor unless you need it for something like specific. I don't know, Skuntank. That's the best I can come up with off the top of my head. But with Bullet Punch, you are getting the 1.5 boost because of stab. I think it's 1.5. And then you're getting the Technician boost that is also 1.5. So you were essentially doubling your power with Scissor, because Bullet Punch is a 40 base power move. So that goes up to an 80 base power move, or not base power move, an 80 power move with priority, and that is insane. This also gets agility if I want to run that. I can't use Baton Pass. I can't even use Dry Pass. Counter is pretty cool. Curse is a really fun set for me. Curse has always been a really fun set for me with Scissor. So that's pretty cool. This also gets Roost, as in I heal half of my HP, and I remove my flying typing that doesn't exist. So that's pretty cool. So I think I'm done with Scissor. This also gets Iron Defense if I want to run that. Quick Attack, it's another priority move that gets boosted by Technician. Sleep Talk, that could be pretty cool. I don't really see myself running Steel Beam. Substitute could be cool. Like I said, I could use Swords Dance. Tailwind, but it could be cool, but I've never used that in my life before. X-Scissor, that could be cool if I don't want to switch out or anything, but I could use Bug Bite for that. Don't really see myself using Bug Buzz, but Brick Break could be cool if I want to break screens. I don't see myself using Acrobatics since I'm always going to hold the Scissorite. What else? It gets Psycho Cut. Excuse me. It gets Psycho Cut. I don't know if I'm going to use that. It also gets Morning Sun, so if I'm going up against a Sun team, that could maybe be cool if I'm bringing Scissor. I doubt it though, but I'm probably going to go up against a Sun team at some point, but I'm not sure. Because someone did draft a Sun team. It gets Assurance. That's a negative. I'm pretty sure that's a negative priority move. What it does if it might not be negative priority actually. Power doubles if the target was damaged this turn. So basically, power is going to be boosted either way, or the power is going to be boosted either way, because it's 60 base power on its own, which is boosted by Technician, and it's doubled if you get hit. So that's cool. Cross Poison, I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. Cut, doubt it. Double Hit, I probably won't use that. Double Team, I'm pretty sure is banned. Endure, I guess could be cool, but I can only see myself using that if I've got Rocky Helmet or something. But Rocky Helmet is banned on Mega Scissor because it can only hold the Scissorite. Feint could be cool. False Swipe, I doubt I'll use that. Fling, I can't fling my Scissorite. Focus Energy, I doubt it. Fury Cutter, maybe. Giga Impact, probably not. Headbutt, Hyper Beam, Laser Focus. Leer, Metal Claw, I guess could be cool. Mimic, Night Slash, Quick Guard, Rain Dance, Reversal, Rock Smash, Round, Safeguard. Safeguard could be pretty cool because if you don't know what it does, then it basically protects you against status, which is useful for it's not useful for poison unless I'm getting poisoned by something with corrosion. It would protect me against burn. It would protect me against paralyzation. It would protect me against a freeze. But you would need You would need hacks to get a freeze. Sandstorm, Sandtomb, that could be cool for trapping. Skull Bash / Snore, Steel Wing. I'm not sure if I'm going to use Steel Wing. Strength, I doubt I'm going to use Struggle Bug. I am pretty sure I'm not going to use Sunny Day on a Scissor. Swagger, Swift, Takedown, Thief, Vacuum Wave, that's another priority move, but I don't think I'm going to use that. Venoshock and Wing Attack, but I could use Dual Wing Beat if I want to for a flying move, or Aerial Ace, or some other move. It also gets Defog. I didn't mention that. So that's also pretty cool. If you don't know what that does, it removes screens. It removes hazards, everybody's hazards. It doesn't remove your screens. I think it also removes terrain now. Yeah, evasion goes down by 1, and it clears terrain and hazards on both sides. So our next pick, that would be Cinderace. I have a notebook sitting next to me, so I remember what to write, what to put as my picks. And what I want to make something very clear: there is nothing specifically saying that I cannot use Libero Cinderace, and that is awesome. If you don't know, Cinderace gets this really cool move called Court Change, and what that does is switches hazards on the field. So if your hazards are up on, or if hazards are up on your side, those hazards are going to go up, or are going to go on your opponent's side of the field, and vice versa. So if someone sets sticky webs and I use Court Change, then I'm going to get those sticky webs in, and that's pretty cool. It also gets Pyro Ball, and if you don't know what that does, it's basically like a physical fire blast, except it misses less, and that's pretty cool. U-turn, that's a pretty cool move, so I can pivot. Sucker Punch, that's a cool priority move, but it only works if your opponent is going for an attacking move. It gets Super Fang. What else does it get? It gets Bulk Up for setup. I can run Counter if I really want to. If you don't know what Counter does, it basically doubles whatever physical damage is dealt to you, and it only works if your opponent is going for a physical move. Fire Punch, in case I don't want to miss a Pyro Ball. Flare Blitz, same thing, except that I would be taking Recoil, and it's a more powerful move. I don't think I'm going to use Focus Blast. I don't think I'm going to use Heat Wave. Gunk Shot could be pretty cool. High Jump Kick could be pretty cool, but if my opponent was carrying Protect, then and they went for it while I was going for a High Jump Kick, I would lose half of my remaining HP. Quick Attack, that's another priority move. I didn't actually know I got Quick Attack. Taunt, that's a pretty cool move. Zen Headbutt, if I want to hit fighting types or something. Like I said, I can't use Baton Pass, but I got U-turn anyway. Double Edge, if I want to turn myself into a normal type. Flame Charge could be pretty cool if I want to boost my speed, but I'm pretty sure this gets agility, right? It does get agility. What else does it get? It also gets Sleep Talk. It gets Scorching Sands, so I guess that could be pretty cool if I desperate for a ground type move. It also gets Electro Ball, so I used to run this Electro. It used to be a Smogon set. I used to run this Electro Ball Cinderace with Workup, and it was supposed to hit like Toxapex and Pelipper's. But that was before I got banned from OU and came back down, and it still wasn't recommended, so I just didn't use it. Ally Switch, I'm not going to use that because this isn't doubles. Assurance, probably won't use that. I don't know what Blast Burn does. User cannot move. Oh, it's basically just Hyper Beam, except it's a fire type move. Coaching still isn't doubles. Double Kick, won't use it. I probably won't use it. Ember, probably not going to use that unless I'm memeing. Endure, that could maybe be cool because of Rocky Helmet, but I feel like I have better options for that. Hyper Beam, probably won't use it. Low Sweep could maybe be cool if I want to lower my opponent's speed. Mega Kick, unless I'm turning myself into or unless I want to turn myself into a normal type and I'm willing to take the risk of missing, I probably won't use that. Helping Hand, this isn't doubles. Mud Shot, Revenge, Reversal, Round, Sand Attack. I'm pretty sure evasion moves are banned. Snarl, that could maybe be cool. Snore, I don't think I'm going to use that. Sunny Day, maybe. I could maybe see myself using that. Swift, I don't think we're going to use it. Tackle, I probably won't use that either. And Workup, like I said, this gets Workup. So that could be pretty cool. And I want to make this fair. I want to emphasize on this. This is allowed to use Libero, because there's nothing saying I can't use that. So let's get into our next pick. And our next pick is Galerion. Yeah, Galerion Moltres. If I can type it in. Galar Moltres. Oh, hang on. Galerion Moltres. Now, I was going to use Shiny Galerion Moltres because I thought maybe I could reverse psychology someone into thinking it was regular Moltres, and I thought that would have been pretty funny. But apparently it's illegal, so I had to come up with a different nickname for my Moltres, because it was just going to use a little bit of a sarcasm nickname and saying it definitely wasn't Galerion Moltres, and it was supposed to be Shiny Moltres. But apparently it's illegal, so I'm just going to name it Phoenix. Oh, and as far as the other nicknames are concerned, this one is named the Olympics. Just because Cinderace is based off a soccer player, and I think that was pretty cool. Shiny Cinderace, I think it's better than the regular one. I'm not gonna use I'm not gonna use Shiny Mega Scissor because I don't like that shiny at all. It's just too bright. It's just too much of bright green for me. I like the regular Scissor better, or the regular shiny regular Mega Scissor better. And this is going to be named Scissorhands after Edward Scissorhands. And I've never actually seen the movie, but I just love the pun. The pun is too good for me. Back to the Galarian Moltres. This gets one very cool ability called Berserk. And basically, if I go below half of my HP, my special attack is going to go up by 1. So I think that's pretty cool. It kind of deters my opponent from bringing rocks, because of the fact that they probably don't want to deal with a +1 Moltres. Unfortunately, it doesn't get a lot of coverage. The coverage that it does get, it's either a normal move, U-turn, or Ancient Power. Also, it gets Stealing, which I guess is pretty cool. Agility, that's a pretty cool set-up move if I want to boost my speed. Air Slash, it's something I might bring if I don't want to deal with a Hurricane Miss. Dual Wing Beat, I don't think I'll bring that unless I'm bringing a physical Galarian Moltres. What is this thing's physical attack anyway? Worse than its special attack, I'll tell you that. Brave Bird, I guess I could maybe bring that if I want to use a physical Moltres. Dark Pulse, I doubt I'll bring it because of Fiery Wrath being a much better move, and it's basically a better version of Dark Pulse. Facade, if I get status in any way except for freezing and maybe sleep, that could be pretty cool. If I want to status something, Hex could be cool. Like I said, Fiery Wrath. It also gets Sucker Punch. And like I said, this gets Ancient Power, so if I want to hit another flying type for super effective I don't think Omni Boosting is allowed, which means Ancient Power isn't allowed. Never mind. What else does this get? Stealing, like I said, that could be good for fairy types. After you, I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm probably going to use one of these moves, except for Dual Wing Beat, probably. Maybe, I don't know. Assurance, I probably won't use that. Endure, Fly, not going to use that. Giga Impact, nope. Gust, no. Hyper Beam, no. Imprison, maybe, if I want to go up. If I want to face something that might also have Dark Pulse. So I guess I could see myself using Dark Pulse if I'm bringing like an Imprisoned Moltres. Safeguard, again, that protects you against status moves. Sky Attack, I probably won't use that. Snarl, maybe. I took a screenshot on accident if you were wondering what that flash was. Snore, I could see myself using that. Swift, I don't think we're going to use that. Wing Attack, maybe. Oh, and also this gets Memento. I didn't know it gets Memento. That's a pretty cool move. So that's pretty cool. I just said the same thing twice. Just ignore the second thing. Next pick. Swampert. Let's type in Swampert correctly, shall we? Thank you. This gets two pretty cool abilities called Torrent. If I don't remember what the exact amount is. If I'm at a third of my HP or less, Torrent will activate, and my water type moves will be boosted by 1.5. So that's cool. Between the stab and the Torrent boost, I could see myself using that. Damp, that protects me against any sort of explosion moves like Misty Explosion, regular explosion, self-destruct, that kind of thing. And this got one very cool move called Flip Turn. And if you don't know what that does, it's basically U-turn, except it's a water type move. This also got Scorching Sands. I think it got Scorching Sands. Did it get? No, it didn't actually. I thought it did. If you don't know what Scorching Sands does, it's basically a ground type move, except it's if you don't know what Scorching Sands does, it's basically Scald, except it's a ground type move. Avalanche could be cool if I know I'm gonna be slower, and that could be a pretty cool option over Ice Punch. Body Press could be cool if I want to run like a fighting type move with a really defensive Swampert. Body Slam, I'm not sure if I'm going to run that. If I'm really desperate to paralyze something, I could see it. Darkest Lariat, it's good for psychic types, and off the top of my head, it's also good for ghost types. Endeavor, if I'm running like a Focus Sash Swampert, I could see that. Curse Body Press, that could be cool. Curse Body Press. Yeah, because if you don't know what Curse that does, it basically lowers your speed in exchange for boosting your attack and your defense. And if you don't know what Body Press does, it's basically the same thing as Foul Play, except it's not based on your opponent's attack. It's based on your own defense. And instead of being a dark type move, it's basically a fighting type move. So I guess they're not all that the same. They're pretty different moves, but they're both pretty cool. Facade, if I get statused in any way aside from Freeze, that could be pretty cool. Focus Blast, I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. Focus Punch, I don't think I'm going to use that. Hammer Armor, if I don't mind lowering my speed, I can maybe see myself using that. High Horsepower, if my opponent has grassy terrain, I could see myself using that as opposed to Earthquake. Liquidation, if I don't want to run if I want to run another water move besides, or another physical water move besides Flip Turn, then that could be pretty cool. Low Kick, it's another fighting type move based on your opponent's weight. Outrage, if I want to run a dragon move, that could be cool. Power Punch, it's a 40 base power move that boosts your attack power every time you use it. Protect, that could be cool. Rest, I could see that. Roar, if I'm worried about someone setting up on me, that I can roar them out and just cancel that completely. Rock Slide, I'm not sure what I would use that for, honestly. Off the top of my head, maybe I'll run it Stealth Rock. This is my first Stealth Rocker, actually. That just came to me, honestly. Seismic Toss, that could be cool. Stone Edge, again, I'm not sure what I would use that for. Superpower, I don't think I'm going to use that as opposed to the many other fighting type moves I have access to with Swampert. Surf, I don't think I'm going to use that, especially since I have access to Scald. If you don't know what Scald does in the first place, it's basically a special water move that has a 30% chance to burn your opponent. Toxic, that could be cool. Waterfall, it's basically the same thing as Liquidation, except you don't drop their defense. It has slightly less power, and you can have a chance to flinch if you're faster. And then Yawn. If you don't know what Yawn does, it's basically it's a 2-turn move that lets you put your opponent to sleep. Unless Electric or Misty Terrain is up. Or they switch out. Amnesia, boosts your special defense. Attract, I don't think I'm going to use that. Bite, probably not. Bulldoze, no. Confide, probably not. Defense Curl. Dig, Dive. Double Team, Dynamic Punch, Echoed Voice, Endure, again, maybe. Again, I think I have better options for Endure. Fling, Giga Impact, Growl, Hail, Headbutt, Hydro Cannon, Hyper Beam, Icy Wind. I could maybe see myself using Icy Wind. Mega Kick, Mega Punch, Mimic, Miracle. Again, I could see that. It's basically the special attacking version of Counter. I don't think I'm going to use Mud Shot or Mud Slap. Rain Dance, probably not. Unless I want to face that Sunbeam with Swampert. Rock Tomb, probably not. Rollout, no. Round, no. Sand Tomb, maybe. Screech, probably not. Sludge, Snore, Stomp, Stomping Tantrum, maybe. Supersonic, probably not. Especially since I don't think I'm going to use, or I don't think I'm allowed to use 100% confusion moves. Tackle, probably not. Takedown, Uproar, Water Gun, Water Pledge, Water Pulse, Whirlpool. That could be cool if I want to use like a water type version of Sand Tomb. Light Guard, this isn't doubles. Work Up, I can maybe see that. And that's it. So again, Swampert is pretty cool. My nickname for this is Titan. After someone in Greek mythology. I'm a real sucker for mythology nicknames, hence the Phoenix in the Olympics, as in the Greek mythology Olympics. But on to the next Pokemon, and our next Pokemon is Miltank. And what I love about Miltank are these two incredibly good moves: Thick Fat and Sap Sipper. Sap Sipper, it's basically it does make you an immunity to all grass type moves. It not only makes you an immunity to grass type moves, it absorbs them, and giving you a +1 in special attack. But given Miltank special attack, I don't really think that matters. But it's more so there for the grass type immunity. Or in my opinion, if I'm going to use that. Thick Fat, if you don't know what that does, it basically reduces your fire and ice type damages, but by what is it? I don't actually know. It doesn't actually say, but what it does is it reduces your it makes you resistant to fire and ice type moves. So that could be good for my Scissor with a fire type moves, and that can be good for my Moltres with the ice type moves, and as well as my Swampert, because if I'm going up against something with Freeze Dry, my Swampert doesn't really want to deal with that. So that's cool. It also gets Scrappy. So if you don't know what Scrappy does, it got a buff this generation, making you immune to Intimidate. It also lets you hit Ghost types with fighting and normal type moves. So that could be pretty cool in certain situations. Like if I want to hit a bulky or if I want to bring down a bulky Ghost type with Seismic Toss, and then I can bring Scrappy with that. Also, this gets Seismic Toss. It also gets Body Press, Blizzard. I don't really see myself using that. Body Slam, that could be cool. Brick Break if I want to break my opponent's screens. Curse Body Press. I say again, boost your defense, but boost Body Press's power. Focus Blast, I don't see myself using that. Fire Punch, maybe. Heal Bell. This is also one of my clerics. You'll see the other one later. I have 3 clerics, and you're gonna see them all. This will be watch all the way through. Ice Beam, I don't see it. Ice Punch, I could see myself using that. Iron Head, that's cool. Milk Drink, it's basically the same thing as Roost, except I'm not losing any flying types if it's already there. It's basically the same thing as Recover. So that's cool. Milk Drink heals the user's HP, but I already said Milk Drink. Play Rough, it's a cool fairy type move that has a chance to lower your opponent's attack by 1, and it's also a physical move. I think it's the only fairy type move that's physical. Protect, I could see myself using that. Rest, probably not, since I have Milk Drink and Heal Bell. Shadow Ball, I don't see myself using that. Seismic Toss, like I said, I could see myself using that a lot. Well, I didn't say that specifically, but I could see myself using it. Substitute, maybe. Steel Roller, I doubt it. Unless I want to get rid of my opponent's terrain, but there are other options for that. Surf, I don't think I'll use it. Thunder, I don't think so. Thunderbolt, probably not. Thunder Punch, maybe. Thunder Wave, that could be pretty cool. Toxic, that could be cool. Zen Headbutt for fighting types, maybe. After You, probably not. Attract, probably not. Belch, Block, Bulldoze, Charm, Confide, Defense Curl. Defense Curl could be pretty cool, but if I don't want to lower my speed, be with Defense Curl and Body Press. Endure, that could be cool. Echo Voice, probably won't use that. Fling, Giga Impact, Growl, Gyro Ball, maybe. Headbutt, Heavy Slam, Helping Hand, this isn't doubles. Iron Tail, Icy Wind, Mega Kick, Mega Punch, Metronome, probably not going to use that. Mimic, Mud Slap, Present, Psych Up, Rain Dance, Retaliate. I'm probably not going to use these moves. Water Pulse, Work Up, Sack Cannon. Maybe Stomping Tantrum if I don't want to deal with grassy terrain. I don't know if someone drafted grassy terrain. But on to the next pick. And that was Flygon. So Flygon is pretty cool. It's basically a cheaper Garchomp. And if you don't know what Garchomp does, you should know. Garchomp, it's basically what the best setup dragon in OU you could possibly think of. Its speed. Flygon's speed is base 100, so that's pretty cool for where it's at. It also gets Dragon Dance, by the way. Dragon Dance. It can also Scale Shot. if I want to boost my speed that way. This might have gotten Sword Stance this generation. I'm not sure. No, it did not. Levitate, it makes you immune to ground moves. And this could be special or physical. Like, I can run Draco, Meteor, Earth Power, or Scorching Sands, Flygon, or I can run Dragon Dance with Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Flygon. That's a pretty standard set. First Impression, that's a pretty cool priority move. Only problem with it is that you can only use it on the first turn that you're in. It's kind of like being a first turn Mega League, except you have to Mega the first turn you attack. Whereas with First Impression, it's kind of like Fake Out, where you can only use it the first turn. Except First Impression is way more powerful. Bug Buzz, it gets because it looks like a flying flying type. It looks like a bug type, except for some reason it isn't. I would have loved a bug dragon type. I think everybody would have loved a bug dragon type. We should have gotten a bug dragon type. Iron Tail, that could be cool to hit fairy types. Quick Attack, that's a cool priority move. Power Up Punch, Outrage, Hone Claws, if I want to boost some accuracy. I don't know what I would use that for. Defog, this is another hazard remover aside from Scissor. Dragon Tail, if I want to run defensive Flygon and stop someone from setting up, kind of like with Roar, except the Dragon Tail is an attacking move. U-Turn, it's a cool pivot. Thunder Punch, that's cool for water types. Throat Chop, if I want to stop someone from using a sound move. What else? Aerial Ace, I don't think I would run that. Air Cutter, probably not. Astonish, Attract, Bite, Breaking Swipe. I could actually see myself using Breaking Swipe. Bug Bite, if I want to get rid of some berry. Bulldoze, Confide, Dig, Double Team, Dragon Breath, Dragon Rush, Endure, Feint, Fire Spin, if I want to trap someone. Flail, Fly, Focus Energy, Fury Cutter. Yeah, this is a pretty cool setup of moves. And this might get Agility. I'm not sure. No, it doesn't. Oh well. And my nickname for this is Mirage. After the Desert Ramage that it's called in its Pokedex, and my Miltank nickname is going to be Got Milk. And I'm going to be using a shiny Miltank because I just love blue shinies for some reason. I think everybody, well, probably not everybody, but a good amount of people like blue shinies. And I will, and I will be using shiny Flygon because, again, I like blue shinies. And I think a lot of people like blue shinies or blue Flygon. My next pick is Diancie. My voice is kind of getting hurt from all this talking. It's kind of why I don't like. It's kind of like why never mind. Again, this is another Stealth Rocker, so that's cool. Its only ability is Clear Body. If you don't know what that does, it basically means that you can't get your stats lowered unless you're the one lowering them. So if I were to get I don't know the move that Diancie has that lets it lower its defense. not sure. But I don't think it actually has one. So I guess that's cool. But basically what Diancie does, it's basically a bulkier version of its Mega. So Mega Diancie is basically has the same stats as regular Diancie, but in reverse. All its attack power is coming from its defense, and all of Diancie's attack power is going into its defense. So basically, if you were to run Mega Diancie, you could basically choose. Also, it's first for Mega like this league. You could basically choose whether you want to run a bulkier Diancie or a more offensive Diancie. You could also choose if you want to run Trick Room or not, because regular Diancie is so slow. But this is the first turn Mega Leave, which is kind of why I didn't take or one of the reasons I didn't take Mega Diancie. This also gets Diamond Storm. And Iron Defense. So if I want to run like a Body Press set, that could be pretty cool. With like Iron Defense, Body Press, and Diamond Storm, and I could also run Stealth Rock. I could really see myself using this set, if I'm honest. I'm not sure if I'm going to, but maybe I will. Baton Pass, that's banned. Calm Mind, I could see myself using that. Dazzling Gleam, I probably won't use that. Also, Diancie kind of got a buff this generation, with not only with Body Press, but also got Play Rough and Diamond Storm, like I said. So I could basically run physical Diancie or special Diancie if I want to. Earth, I know it gets Earth Power. I don't know, it doesn't get Earthquake. It would have been pretty cool if it got Earthquake. Mystical Fire, that's pretty cool if I want to use that to lower my opponent's stats, or I can also use that as a way to hit steel types or special steel types that might be slower than me. I doubt it. I doubt I'm gonna use that though. Use it for that though. Rock Slide, that could be cool. Rock Polish if I want to boost my speed. Stone Edge, Stored Power, that could be cool. For like a Calm Mind Iron Defense setup. I think this gets in Prison. So no, it doesn't get in Prison. I was gonna say if it gets in Prison, I could use that as like a way to stop Trick Room. Encore, if I want to make someone use a specific move over and over. Psychic, that could be cool. It also gets screens or it gets reflect anyway. It does get light screen actually. Rest, that could be a cool way or not a cool way to get recovery. It could be a way to get recovery. Toxic, that could be cool. These other moves aren't really worth mentioning, other than maybe Misty Explosion. Rotom, I could see that. Maybe Smackdown, I've actually used that before on Diancie. I was facing a Bronzong and I had the Beery Berry as a way to hit it with Earth Power. Terrain Pulse, I guess could see that. Wonder Room, Swagger, don't think I'm gonna use that. But yeah, I think that about covers it with Diancie. The next Pokemon is Virizion, and I love this core with Diancie and Virizion because Diancie covers, off the top of my head, it covers fire. It covers fire. What else does it cover? I'm kind of blanking on this. It covers fire. It covers dark for one of my next picks. It covers fire. It covers I'm blanking so hard on this. The Diancie covers fire, something else. Frisian covers water. It covers steel for Diancie. Flying. It covers flying. Diancie covers flying. So I find that pretty cool. I find that as a pretty cool core. This is one of my only Pokemon that goes above base 100. So it's something to know. Justified. If I get hit by a dark type move, and that'll boost my attack. So it's cool. Air Slash, if I want to run Special Virizion with a flying type move, then that's probably gonna be my go-to option. Brick Break, if I want to break screens. Calm Mind, that's cool for Special Virizion. Energy Ball, Facade, if I get burned or something, paralyzed maybe. Mega Horn, if I want to hit Psychic types. Leaf Storm, again, for Special Virizion. Focus Blast, I'm pretty sure that's Virizion's only special move. Giga Drain, if I want to get health back. Protect, if I want to protect against something, it's basically in the name. Sacred Sword, it's basically Darkest Lariat, except it's a fighting type move. Stone Edge, that's a cool option for flying types and fire types. Seed Bomb, if I don't want to run Leaf Blade for some reason, that I can use that. I don't think I'm going to use that though. Superpower, I probably won't use that, especially since it gets access to close combat. Roar, if I want to get rid of something's boosts, but there are probably better options for that, like my Swampert. Synthesis, if I want to gain my HP back. Taunt, Toxic, X-Scissor, it's basically a worse version, or not a worse version, a more accurate version, but a less powerful version of Mega Horn. Zen Headbutt for other fighting types. Aerial Ace, again, for other fighting types or grass types. Block, and prevents my opponent from switching out unless they have a Shed Shell. Bounce, it's a physical flying move that can paralyze your opponent. Coaching, I'm not going to use that because this isn't doubles. Double Kick, Double Team, Endure. Again, I have better options for that. Quick Guard, the Solar Beam, I guess, could be useful if I want to run like a power special version. Worry Seed replaces my opponent's ability with Insomnia. Swift Takedown, Workup, that could be cool if I want to run like a mixed Virizion. That could be pretty cool. Roselia. Oh, and we can only my next pick is Roselia. We can only draft 11 Pokemon, but not only that, we can't draft less than that. We can't draft more than that. We can only draft 11 Pokemon. And my nicknames for Diancie, Virizion, and Roselia are going to be I don't remember what. Actually, hang on. I do remember Royal Rock for Diancie. I'm going to use Shiny Diancie, by the way. For Virizion, I am naming it Aramis after the Musketeer. And as far as Roselia goes, I am naming it Nightshade after the flower. And Shiny Roselia does look like Nightshade, if you ask me. or look like a Nightshade if you ask me. And back to the fact that I drafted a Rosalia. This is my first time drafting more than one grass types, and I thought it was pretty cool. When I was in a Discord, I was in this Discord server, and I asked for some advice about whether or not I should use Rosalia as my only poison type, and it got to the point where people were saying that I shouldn't draft Rosalia as my only grass type, so I didn't, and I got Virizion. So it's cool. Natural Cure, so if I want to run this as kind of like a status absorber, and I can get paralyzed or frozen or burned or whatever, and I can take that and I can switch out and get rid of that poison point. This is what I was saying about me having a better Endure Rocky Helmet option, because if you don't know what Rocky Helmet does, it basically makes it so you lose HP every single time your opponent your opponent loses HP every single time they make contact with you. And then along with Endure, and then Poison Point. If you don't know what Poison Point does, it makes it so your opponent has a chance to get poisoned every single time they make a contact move with you, and then Endure ensures that you survive on at least 1 HP every single time you get hit, but you can't use it consecutively, kind of like with Protect. So that's cool. Its stats are a little bit lackluster, but that's to be expected from a low tier whatever. If I had higher stats, it would probably be worth more. But to me, this is a worthwhile poison pick for something that's low tier. Aromatherapy. This is my third cleric, along with Diancie getting Heal Bell. I kind of forgot to mention that. Sleep Powder. That could be cool if I want to put my opponent to sleep. It's Sludge Bomb. Its main poison move. My voice is kind of shot right now. Again, Stun Spore. It's kind of like Thunder Wave, except it can't hit grass types like Sleep Powder, and it's less accurate. So that kind of stinks, but what are you gonna do? Power Whip, if I'm running a physical Rosalia, which I probably won't, I guess that could be cool. Extra Sensory, it's a Psychic type move that I can see myself using for other poison types. If you can hear noise in the background, it's either my sister or the TV. Or the TV that I have on right now. Toxic, that could be cool for an immediate poison. Shadow Ball, I can see myself using it to hit stuff like maybe a Metagross, I don't know. Synthesis, that could be cool to recover up. Weather Ball, probably won't use that unless I'm facing rain, or not rain, any specific weather. Toxic Spikes, so it's kind of like Spikes, except it's almost nothing like Spikes. You can only set up 2 like Spikes, where you can set up 3 sets of those. And if you only set up 1, then your opponent only takes a minor poison damage. Whereas if you set up 2 Toxic Spikes, your opponent would take your opponent's poison would get worse every turn, like a regular Toxic, and that can also be absorbed by ground poison types like Rosalia, for example. Geek Drain, that could be cool if I want to recover HP. Leech Seed, I could see myself using that because it's basically consecutive recovery in HP, unless your opponent switches out. other than that, I honestly can't see myself using the usually useless stuff other than actually maybe Venoshock. I can see myself using a Venoshock because of the whole toxic spikes thing. Life Dew heals the user, and it's always by a fourth of their max HP. But I got Synthesis, and like I said, this isn't doubles. So Roselia, it's a worthwhile pick in my opinion. And his third ability is Leaf Guard. Like, I can't get status if I'm in the sun, but I don't know if I'm gonna bring Roselia against that sun team. And then my second to last pick is Rotom Ghost, and this is my third Levitate user. I'm not sure. It's my second. It's my second Levitate user. It basically just makes me immune to ground type moves unless I'm using Mold Breaker. And this is the fastest of the Rotom forms because it's the Rotom form that's not possessing something. All the other Rotom forms, they all have the same stats except for Rotom Ghost. So that's pretty cool. If I want to be faster than the other Rotom forms, I can be. It's got your pretty standard stuff. If I want to run like a Will-O-Wisp Hex, that could be pretty cool. Will-O-Wisp Hex. So, I don't really see myself using Facade. Foul Play I can see, because I might be worried about like a Sword Stance something for, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something slow that also gets Sword Stance. And not just slow and gets Sword Stance, Scissor. I could see myself using Foul Play against Scissor. It gets screens. Excuse me. It gets screens. So I could see myself using that. Not Sleep Dog. Light screen. Like if I want to run like a dual screen set, that could be cool for like Verzion or Flygon. Substitute, that could be cool. Sucker Punch, if I want to run priority on Rotom. I'm pretty sure that's his only option. Defog, this is one of my last Defoggers. My last Defogger is also the last Pokemon I picked. The last Pokemon I picked. It gets Nasty Plot. So if I want to boost my special attack, that's probably going to be how. It gets Poltergeist, which I think I might have mentioned. Discharge, it's basically Thunderbolt, except it's less powerful and it has more of a chance to paralyze your opponent. Pain Split, if you don't know how that works, it basically makes it so it basically compares you and your opponent's HP, and it kind of makes them the same, or almost the same. The farther you and your opponent are apart in HP, the more your opponent will lose, is basically how it works. Or if it's in reverse, then the more you'll lose. Like, it's not a good idea to use it if your opponent has less HP than you. Thunder, that's a cool move. Thunderbolt, it's basically less powerful, but it's more accurate than Thunder. Except if I'm in rain. Thunder is 100% accurate in rain. Ally Switch, I'm not going to use that Charge, I could maybe save myself using that if I want to boost my special attack along with my electric type moves. Also, I forgot to mention this gets Volt Switch. If you don't know what Volt Switch does, it's basically a special electric type version of Flick Turn or U-Turn. So that's cool. Dark Pulse, again, I'm not sure if I'm going to use that unless I run into something that I don't want to deal with that happens to have Dark Pulse. Also, if it would have to be slower than me. Stored power, if I want to boost, if I happen to see an opportunity where I can boost my stats and my opponent doesn't have a dark type. I don't think there's a team I'm going up against that doesn't have a dark type. I could be wrong though. Confide, Eerie Impulse, Round. These moves down here are really worth mentioning as far as I'm concerned. Except for maybe Electro Web, but I don't really see myself using that. And my last Pokemon of the draft is Crobat. Now, I was going to take something that was lower in points than this, but then I realized that I miscalculated on my points, so I went for something a little bit higher, and I grabbed Crobat. Now, there was a bunch of stuff in that point system that was still there, that was that high up. There was Hoopa Unbound, there was Silvally, but I grabbed Crobat because I wanted something that was a little bit higher in speed tiers. It's also another defogger, like I said, my last Pokemon, Weeby, a defogger. It gets Nasty Plot. Also, this is my second poison type other than Roselia, so Roselia isn't completely pressured as a poison type to be able to take on those fairies or something else. Crobat, it also gets Brave Bird if I want to use that. It also gets Agility if I want to boost my speed. And Crunch, it gets to hit those psychic types. It can run Dual Wing Beat if I don't want to run Brave Bird and take that recoil. Giga Drain if I want to hit water or ground types or rock types or whatever Giga Drain hits for super effective damage. Hurricane, that's a cool move if I want to use a special Crobat and I'm not worried and I don't mind the misses. Quick Attack, that could be cool for priority. Shadow Ball, maybe. Sleep Talk, probably at some point. Maybe Super Fang, I could see myself using it. I could definitely see myself using a Super Fang on Crobat. Tailwind, that could be cool. Taunt, probably we use that at some point. Toxic, again, I'll probably use that. Whirlwind, I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. X-Scissor, I could see myself using that, but I would probably prefer U-Turn. Zen Headbutt to hit other poison types. Cross Poison, that could be a cool stab poison move. Other than Cross Poison, I don't really see a reason to mention these other moves. But yeah, that's the draft. I don't regret drafting these Pokemon. Like, I don't have a Psychic type. I don't mind that. Like, the stuff that Psychic typing would cover is Fighting and Poison. And for Poison, I've got Swampert, I've got Flygon, I've got Scissor, I've got Roselia for those toxic spikes. I've got Crobat to resist it. So that's pretty cool as far as poison types are concerned. And as far as fighting types are concerned, I've got Moltres, I've got Diancie. Again, I've got Crobat, who 4 times resistant. Rotom is immune. and Roselia is also 4 times resisted, so I didn't really see a reason to draft a Psychic type. If I did, I probably would have grabbed Hoopa and Bound, but I didn't see a reason to draft it. And as you can see at the top left in the corner of the video, or it's 3 in the morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video off here and go to bed. The videos will go up every Monday, and then either Sunday or Monday. I haven't decided on that. Probably Sunday, actually. But actually, yeah, videos will go up every Sunday, and I'm gonna there will be another draft analysis video tomorrow, covering a Wi-Fi league that happens to be doubles that I kept mentioning. I guess I just had that in mind when I was doing this draft analysis. But I'm gonna go to bed. So goodbye.